Hi Graham, what's the team news? How's everyone come back from the international break?
Good, yeah. Everybody's back. Pretty much. We've just been, obviously waiting for all the tests to come through, and they have done. So no injuries. So it's been a positive overall. It's been a positive international break for us. Everyone's come back healthy, so yeah, we're in a good place.
Is anyone set to come back from injury?
No, it'll be as it was.
And was Aaron Connolly? Did he have a problem? Was he okay?
Aaron's trained today, so we'll see how he's responded. But that's looking quite positive. So there's a chance that he could be involved.
And what was that? Was that a calf injury?
No, he was just initially it was a rib, and then it was a foot. But we've had the scans. There's no break and no fracture, so he just had a contact on his foot. So it was just heavy bruising, I think, and now he feels better.
Do you feel like the international break came at a good time or a bad time for you guys, given you were kind of building some momentum, 2 wins on the bounce, an impressive victory over Newcastle? To what extent has it kind of stopped your momentum?
Well, there's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. The timing isn't something we can control. Clearly, we're in a good moment because we just played 2 games and won 2 matches. But we've been I would say we've been consistent throughout the season in terms of our performances. What we haven't been able to do is turn those into the results that we want. But that's the challenge. That's what we have to do now. We have to pick it up again and start again. It's an important 9 matches for us. Starting with a really tough game at Manchester United, of course. But that's what it is. That's the Premier League. We have to be ready for that.
Yeah, when you look at that run-in, it looks tough, doesn't it? I think United, Chelsea, Everton, City, West Ham, Arsenal. I know there's no easy games in the Premier League, but it looks like quite a tough run-in for you guys.
Yeah, but if you could name me a games where they look easy, I'd be very surprised. So every game in the Premier League is tough. Every game provides a huge challenge for us. That's why we have to approach it with the same manner, which is one of respect for the opponent, but also to try and impose our game and try to play well and with a bit of luck, because I think you need that in football. You want to try and get a positive result, and that's what we'll try to do at the weekend.
How many points away from safety do you think you are?
No idea is the truth, but I know that we haven't got enough now, so we have to keep going. The only way you can really take charge of your own position is to focus on yourself, and then the next match is an opportunity to get 3 points, and that's what we'll focus on. But in terms of how many points we need, there's no point worrying about that too much.
What have you made of Manchester United this season?
Good, yeah. I mean, we had a tough game at home that was a sore one for us against them earlier in the season. Probably summarises our season to a certain extent in terms of probably played well enough to get something from the game, but a goal after the final whistle and a few other things. But that's life. We've watched, of course, a lot, and you can see the quality. They've got unbelievable players. I think Ollie's done a really good job there. You can see the improvement of players. Luke Shaw, for example. So strong defensively and very, very talented players when they're attacking. So as you'd expect, a team pushing for the Champions League and a really tough game.
There's still a lot of questions being asked about this United side. Do you think maybe Solskjaer doesn't get the credit he deserves in terms of the improvement from last season already?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't control what people say from the outside. I think, whenever we've played Manchester United, there's huge quality in there. And when we played them after the lockdown, I thought they were one of the best teams, if not the best team in the competition at that point. And then this season they're second, as it stands, second behind Manchester City. So I'm sure that's probably not enough for Manchester United, given the stature and the size of the club. But still, I think Ollie has done a really, really good job, and he's improving the team and improving the players. So that's where I see from afar.
And finally, from me, you mentioned there going to get 3 points in this next game, looking for those 3 points. Is that your approach now, going forward to the end of the season with this run? And is the belief there that you can take on teams like Manchester United and beat them?
Well, I think you've got, as I said earlier, you've got to be respectful of the opponent and respectful of the competition. And I think every game you should try to start off to try to win, but also understand that the opponent's trying to do the same thing. They've got quality. So any result, anything from Manchester United is, I think, a positive result from us, from our perspective. But I think at the start, you have to try your best. But we're under no illusions. It's a really, really tough game.
Thanks, Graham.
Cheers.
It was, Hiya, Graham. It was an eventful game when you played Man United earlier on this season at the Amex. What did you get right that day, and what did you get wrong, do you think, that you can take into this one?
I thought our performance overall was actually quite strong. We created some chances, played the game we wanted to play. I think we made one mistake off our own free kick, and then they went up and had a free kick themselves, and Bruno Fernandes put a great ball in for their goal. But apart from that, they didn't have too much. So I felt that they got away at half time with a 1-1. I felt that we deserved more but could have had more over the course of the 45 minutes. I thought then Manchester United, you can see their counter-attacking power. If you do anything wrong when you're attacking, if you make any mistake and you turn the ball over, they've got incredible talent in that area, which they do against anybody. You know, they did it against Manchester City, for example. So that's clear. But in terms of the overall performance, so proud of the players in terms of how they played in that game. It was 2-2. I think we deserved the 2-2 at least. And then again, for the first time in my career, I've conceded a goal after the whistle's gone. So that probably sums up where this season's been to a certain extent. But disappointing and sore at the time. But actually, when you analyse it, we did quite a lot well.
And I know the position in the table, you're not counting your chickens at all, completely get that. But do you think that the players might just be able to express themselves a little bit more freely when they don't have quite the same tension of being so close to the relegation zone?
I think that was probably the impressive thing about maybe the Southampton game and Newcastle, because before that was, you can imagine the media and how it was positioned in terms of pressure, and I thought the players dealt with that very well and were able to be themselves, to play football, to do the things that we wanted to do. So I don't have any doubt about that. The difference is that the opponent is a very, very strong opponent, and they've got some quality players. So the challenge is, if you do anything not quite to the level of your maximum, then there's a chance you can get punished, and that's the challenge of playing the likes of Manchester United.
What do you see as the main threat that they pose? I know, as you said, that they're a quality side, but if you had to pinpoint one area?
Well, I think they're very, very strong defensively. I think they're really organised defensively, and then they have, the front four is power, pace, and guile in terms of whichever four they want to pick, so they can turn defence into attack very, very quickly and with devastating power, and that's probably their biggest strength, like I said. But they didn't concede against Manchester City, they didn't concede against Chelsea, but they've got top players in the attacking areas of the pitch.
And just finally from me, I know it's a different level of opposition to the sides that you've had the back-to-back wins against, but can you take things from those performances, those displays, into this game, even though the calibre of opponent is higher?
Well, I think that's the job. That's the process of coaching. That's the process of where we've been on. Every game you can take something from, good or bad. That's what you have to do. You have to analyse your defeats, learn from your mistakes, learn from when it hasn't gone well, and take it forward and try to improve. And at the same time, when you've played well, you have to take that forward. We know that it's not the same game. We know that we have to start again. We know it's a different opponent with different qualities, but hopefully we can take everything that we've been doing this season, because to get any positive result at Manchester United, you have to take all the things that you've learned, everything you've done well, and try and be as perfect as you can.
Thanks, Graham.
Cheers.
Hi there, Graham.
Hi, Johnny.
Happy Easter.
And to you.
Sorry to dart back to the injuries. How is Adam Webster and where is he at?
He's making progress. He hit a bit of a plateau the last couple of weeks, but he's making progress the last week. Not yet joined the group. I think he's looking more, hopefully Everton, hopefully. But yeah, he's still a couple of weeks away, I would say.
Okay, lovely. In terms of Jakub Moder, how's he feeling after scoring a goal against England at Wembley?
Well, I imagine he's feeling quite good. I mean, he's quite a laid-back character. I'm not sure too much excites him really, but no, he must be really, really happy. I'm sure he is because he put in another good performance. I thought he performed well against Newcastle, so he's in a good place. He's been settling in with us, and we're seeing his quality every day. So pleased that he's shown it on the pitch.
And how encouraging is it to have Leandro Trossard scoring goals at an international level where he seems to be building on a really good foundation for his club there as well?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a frustrating season. Again, he's probably, if you look at Leo, he's linked a lot with our team, really, in terms of on another day he could have scored a lot more goals, hit the post I don't know how many times, and but he's getting in the areas, he's taking better decisions, he's playing with a bit more confidence, a bit more of a we use the word arrogance, but it's not in a bad way. It's a belief in his ability, and really pleased for him that he's influencing the game in terms of goals and assists, because that's what he wants to do. That's how he sees himself, and he knows it was an area of his game that he had to improve. And I think if you want to get into the Belgium side, if you want to go to the next stage in your career as a Premier League player, you have to do that, and he's aware of that. But he's a great lad, working very hard at his game, and I'm pleased for him that he's taken some steps.
When you returned from lockdown last season, I think there was 9 games remaining. Are you better equipped for this run-in than you were then, or is it a very different experience? How do you feel where you're at going into the final 9 games?
I think it's so difficult to compare, Johnny, because we were going into this really, really strange situation after the lockdown when Project Restart, and everything was just so weird. That I suppose we're a little bit more used to the situation now in terms of playing with empty stadium, etc., etc. But I think as a team we're better now. We're stronger now in pretty much every area. If you analyse our performance, we're better at everything. So in terms of our ability to get results, I think we're stronger than we were. In terms of how we're playing, I think we're stronger than we were this time last year. So, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the results. You've still got to go and get them. But I feel that the group is in a better place, the team is in a better place, and we're looking forward to the last 9 matches.
And just finally on Manchester United, how difficult is it to prepare to take on a side that has such a variety and so many different options, particularly going forward?
Yeah, I mean, they can change their type of attack. Cavani is the 9 versus Greenwood versus Martial. Pogba can give them a different dimension if he's playing off the sides. So yeah, but you don't expect a team competing for the Champions League to be easy to play against. I mean, that wouldn't make sense at all. So that's the job. That's the exciting thing. You have to go there and be close to perfect yourself, and you have to also have a bit of luck. I think unless you perform to a really, really high level, it's a difficult place to go as Manchester United. So, but we're looking forward to it, and we'll be ready, and we'll try our best.